and welcome to my one-handy kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make fruit buns. It's bread based, so we need to first of all make a dough, and these are going to be fruit with spice, very much like a hot cross bun, so they can be toasted, they can be eaten as they are. Make a great breakfast or snack item. Also, they're highly freezable. So let's get started. First of all, I have just over 500 grams of flour. I'll give you the weights and measures properly at the end of the video. Into that, I'm going to pour, this is 2 sachets of dried ready yeast. So that's popping in. Okay, next I'm going to be putting in some mixed spice. I'm using my own homemade mixed spice here, but it's readily available in shops. I may do a video on making mixed spice yourself at some point. Okay, now yeast likes sugar, so I'm going to pop my sugar over there. I also have salt. Now, yeast really doesn't like salt. That will kill my yeast. So, I'm going to put that well away from the yeast, over in this corner here. There we go. Okay, we also have, obviously, our egg, which is going to go in maybe there. We also have milk. Now, I'm just going to give this a little bit of a stir over here, because what I don't want to do is get everything, the yeast with the salt, etc. So I'm going to make a little bit of a well in the centre of that, and into that I'm going to put 30 grams of butter. I'm also going to be putting, it's around 300 mils of milk into here. Okay, I have some flour in this bowl here because this can get quite messy. Right, I'm going to start working that together. The butter is really soft, so this won't have a problem going straight through this lot. Here we go. Using my Maurice, I'm going to use my body to pull this. See that butter all going down there now? I'm going to use the Maurice to get this in as much as I can. We're good. We're good. I'll get my hand in there now. One last go. This can be quite difficult. Normally I would use my food processor for this part, using my dough hook, but it gives you a good workout making bread based products. So there we go, clean that off, a little bit of flour, there we are, that's one side done. Let's see if we can get that other side, there we go. I was thinking when I was making this video, making dough products, what could possibly go wrong? We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to try and bring that together a tad in here. I can see I've got a big bit of butter there. This is very sticky. I think I'll bring this down the edges, and then I'm going to tip this out onto my floured surface here. So at this stage I would put the currants onto here, And the reason I do it this way is, as I said, I would normally use my processor for this with my dough hook. Now that can be quite harsh. We don't want our fruit all mushed up. So I'll just whack that in there. I'm trying to get these bits because I don't want to waste them. Although we'll be picking them up anyway as this goes through. Okay, fold it in, fold it over. This will help work that butter through as well, and all the other ingredients. So all we're going to do now is knead this by hand or with your dough hook, and what we're looking for is an elasticy kind of dough. So I'm going to continue to work this. All I'm doing to knead this is turning it and pushing it, just activating that yeast, the gluten, getting all of those ingredients worked in. Every now and then you'll get a piece of fruit pop out. Don't worry about it, just pop it back in again. Okay, you can see we've got this really nicely put together now. So I'm going to pop it into the bowl. I'm going to cover this with a clean tea towel, and then I'm going to place this somewhere warm to rise until it's doubled in size. I'll see you later when that happens. Okay, so our dough's been resting, and quite happily it has doubled in size, which is what I was really hoping it would do. My kitchen's not very warm today, I'm afraid, and I was a bit worried that it wouldn't rise as much as it should do. Okay, I'm just going to get this out of the bowl and onto my mat. Use your body again if you need to, because this is quite a stiff mix. All we're going to do is, as always with bread, because after all this is a bread dough, is knock it back. There we go. Okay, you can use this recipe for hot cross buns. It's almost the same, well, exactly the same recipe minus the cross, I'm afraid. Okay, I'm going to first of all weigh this. Now, this comes in at 1400 grams. So I'm going to do my dough at about 90 grams. I'll cut this in half, I think, to be able to deal with this better. Right, one piece to one side. Now, I'm just going to put a bit of flour on the board. I don't need a great lot. Make this into a sort of sausage. Now, I should get a minimum of 12 out of this, if not more. I've pre-prepared my tins. All I've done is put some parchment paper on there and oiled it liberally, because I really don't want these sticking too much. Now I'm going to cut a piece off and I'm going to weigh that, because obviously I want them to cook around the same amount of time. Now that's weighing in at 100 grams, so that's quite good. I'll go with that. That's a tad big. So it's just a process of weighing out your bits and making them round about the same size or weight, just so we cook at a goodly rate. Okay, little bit of flour there and on your hand. I push it down, push, 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 like this, and then I'm going to turn it the other way and turn it over. Now this way I've got myself a nice round ball. Just get it nicely arranged. Pop it straight onto your greaseproof paper. Again, only a tiny bit of flour, that's all you need just to stop this sticking. Flatten it out, bring one side over, turn it round and turn them over. If you've got two hands, you can just roll balls. Simple. This is the easiest way to do it if you only have the one hand. Now I've rolled that one round a bit because I'm not liking the shape very much. There you go, beautiful. Now just leave a little gap because these are going to rest again. So that means they're going to grow again. I quite like it if they join up with each other. I think that looks really good. It's like you buy them in the bakers in England, probably all over the world. Things seem to join in together and you get that sort of bakery side to it where it's all been broken off. Okay, I'm going to continue to make these up. Okay, so I finished making these up and I've got 9. I've got a baker's dozen. How about that? So I'm going to pop those forward a moment. Now, what I need to do is let these rest to rise again. So I'm going to spritz some baking paper with my oil. There we go. Because I don't want the paper to stick here at all. Just make sure it's all covered. Because at this stage, if the paper's not covered and you lay this across the top, then it's going to stick. And when you pull the paper off, it's all going to and fall down to the bottom. So I'm going to go and put these now in a warm place to have their second prove. Okay, so my buns have risen quite a lot, not as much as I'd hoped because my kitchen is actually quite cold today. I've not got the fire on and I don't have an airing cupboard or anywhere else warm to put them. So I'm going to go with how much they've risen so far. I'm going to put them into my Ninja on 180 for about 16 minutes. And while they're cooking, I'm going to make a glaze from about 4 teaspoons of sugar and a little bit of water. So when they come out of the oven, I'm going to be ready to glaze these. And look, there we go. At the moment you can see they look really sort of dull and they're quite hard. So we just literally straight in there with that glaze. You know when you go to the bakers or whatever to buy these, they always got that shiny look about them. Well, this is what it is. Now, the good thing about these particular buns is when you buy them from the supermarket or whatever, they're just so full of colours, preservatives, you name it, it's in there. These are not like that at all. There is nothing unnatural about these. We've made them from the very, very beginning and we know exactly what we've put in there. There are no preservatives, etc. So, these will be lovely while they're warm and for all of the day as they are now. As soon as they've cooled, these are going to be just gorgeous. However, if you left them out until tomorrow, they'd go a little bit dry. So what I tend to do is I take out what I want, and then I put those, the rest of them, into freezer bags, freeze them and take them out as I need them, because don't forget, we're not using these colours or preservatives that they use in industrial situations. The tops of these will soften down beautifully as they cool. Now you can use the same recipe for hot cross buns if that's what you'd like to do. I don't put crosses on mine at all, not even at Easter, but you can do that, and that's a very simple process in itself. Well, it's time to taste these now. These are still really quite warm, so see how they cut. Oh, this is for me, so it doesn't matter if I lick my fingers. Okay, I'm going to try and use a bread knife to do this. If it doesn't work out, I'm going to have to call my husband, because there's no way I would normally do these. Oh, steam coming out of there. Oh, look at those. Oh my lordy lord. I'm going to move these ones to one side, because these I'm going to cool down and probably freeze. I'm cheating here because I'm not supposed to eat these. But look, oh, look how squishy that is. These are beautiful. I am so pleased. I always seem to be saying I'm so pleased. And one of my friends commented the other day, what are you going to do if it's really nasty? Go, oh my god, that's really gnarly. And I think if that day occurs, I think maybe I'll either bin the video and put it on later, or later in the year as, I don't know, things that went wrong. But so far, no. They're not gnarly at all. Look at them. You must be able to see how squidgy and gorgeous that looks. Oh yeah. They are good. Really. I could eat all of those. I could put my face straight into those. Oh, got a nice little bit of sharpness there. On the recipe sheet at the end of the video, I'll state sultanas, but I tend to use whatever I've got. In here I've got currants and cranberries, and that cranberry gives you a really nice bite behind it. Well, I'm definitely going to eat this. I'm not going to be wasting that one. Now, if you liked what you saw today, please like, share, subscribe, and come and visit us again as I make more affordable, darn good food. Thank you for watching. I could eat all of those, all of them.